Hey guys, welcome to Tojib Tutorials. This is the part 3 of inventory system in Unity 3D. The first thing we are to get rid of these raw images, alright? These are useless. We want to remove the inventory slots as well. So on panel, if you do right click and we're going to add a canvas. In canvas, we'll add a button. The button comes with a text and that's it. So we're going to add the raw image. We add a raw image here so that we can store the icon. There you go. In the future we'll turn this into a prefab, but let's work with one button. And for canvas, we want this to have grid layout group. All right, so that we can let me adjust this. There you go. Okay, and let's see what we have here. In the buttons we have, these are the defaults. We'll be using this on click event that button comes with. And if you go to FPS controller, so since we remove the inventory slots, we can rename this to inventory slots, right? And drag it here because this is, we'll be using this. And so we have here, so right now we have to update code. So if you go to the player script, this is something we had from previously, so we want to change this. Let's do this. Let's remove the inventory active. We won't be using that. Instead we only need that. So we can do is inventory game is set active when the inventory.game, I think get active itself, something like that. Okay, get active shelf. So we can just negate whatever the active state is. What else we want to do? We want to log the cursor, right? Cursor log state, cursor log mode dot logged, and cursor visibility visible equal false. We can get a, we can store this actually, right? Active state, whatever it is, this is going to negate that, and in here, and the same thing for this, right? So if it's going to be if not active, that's when we want to lock it, else we want to set it to none. Get component unity standard assets dot characters dot first person controller enabled equal. Okay, there you go. So if this is true, then it's going to be logged, else that. And this is visibility is going to be the same as similar to this, and this will be for true. There you go. Right now, see, like, you know, if we have the inventory open, we can move around, but we do see the cursor, and hopefully this will be clickable. We can do that. We have to change pretty much the adding the inventory part, since we added buttons, right? For example, the slots are not raw image anymore, but they're button, right? And the button contain text and raw material, a raw image, I mean. So this is a button, and this is going to be we have to predefine, so we can say raw image RIMG. Then we can say, we can use this, hold on, we can copy this piece of code and change this to slots one, get components in children. This time we want to get raw image because each button containing a text and raw image. Raw image dot texture, and this is going to be component. It's going to be singular. Be careful, not components but components, since we copied from there and we had to change that. And this will be raw image because we grabbed the single image in a button and the texture we want to update it, and this will stay the same pretty much. So this should update our the raw image in the button. We have one at this moment, and see if that works. Okay, so that works. Now what we want to do is we want to create another script. It can be slot, right? And we can add that to the slot. Hold up. We can add this to the button slot, right? Drag it here. So we have that, and we're going to make some changes to this. So pretty much we don't need any of that, but we do need public game objects like raw image, so that we can assign that to this public game object. Items is the container in the world. Public game object items db. We'll change the name in the future, and we need the UI for this. Now we can say public void okay. So every time we add item, it will say clicked and adding an item, something like that. Okay, so we have image, and let's drag and put this. So we have items db. This is the items db. Where items, this is the items. We can go ahead and change that. So let's say let's make items container. Okay, and this is items container. This is inventory slots container. All right, so make sure your FPS controller is updated. So you have inventory slots container, and you have this is inventory database. This will change. So this is going to be inventory slots. Inventory database is inventory items container. Let's change the name here. All right, so we're going to do find and replace. All right, so inventory container is going to be inventory slots container. All right, so this is going to rename to inventory slots container because this is holding the inventory slots. So replace that, and inventory database is going to rename to inventory items container, because this is going to contain the items that we have in the inventory. Inventory slots is going to be, yeah, so we don't have to change this. Actually, inventory slots is fine. So let's go see how the name looks like. So this is items container. This is the items we have in the world. Inventory items container is something that once we have an item in our inventory, we'll store them here. This is storing all the slots. This is the slots container. So in FPS, let's update this. Inventory items container is this, slots container is this, and we have to update this. No, this already got updated. Let's rename this as well so that we know exactly. So this is items is this is our inventory items container. Okay, there you go. So if you go to slot right now, you'll see I have to manually update this now. Raw image, you go here. Items container is this. Inventory items container is this. Alright, so after fixing the name, make sure FX controller and this slot has the script, so make sure they are updated. Okay, let's run it, so make sure it works. So we have the inventory working. Let's get something, and it does work. We can do string name equal image.texture.name. So we want to use the texture name as the item name, but this is something we can change in the future. Make sure your texture name and in the item name are the same. So we can do transform t equal items inventory items container dot transform find. We can find the name. So pretty much we're grabbing the texture name and we're finding in the inventory items container, so that once we have an item in the inventory, if you click on it, it's going to drop it. So we can do if the transform exists, transform. This is going to be the player transform. So it's going to be game object dot find game object with tag, and our player tag is main camera actually. So this is the first one, player, and tag's main camera. Since we don't have a physical body, just the camera with walking sound, footsteps. So this is the tag name. You can change that to anything else, probably maybe like FPS character, it makes sense. And for right now, keep the default. So it's going to be main camera dot transform. Let's grab the transform so we can use it when we drop our items from our inventory. So we can say like so grab the transform of the item. This is the item transform. So item transform dot set position and rotation. And I'm going to grab the position rotation from this guy, from the camera, because we want to place it in wherever we are located at, not where we picked it up from. Okay, and then we can say item transform dot set parent. So we're going to put it back in the items container. So you're going to be items container dot transform. Okay, and you want to reset the texture to no. There you go. And then you have this on click function with the button. So what you're going to do is click on this plus, right? And then you can drag the slot in this. So this will give you access to the function that you have with this access of the slot C#, because slot C# is attached to this, right? Now if you go here, you're going to see slot. Right, this is the C# file name, class name, and then you can see the functions that we have available. For example, this is our custom function. Make sure it's public so that we can see it here. So go to add item, and this will do that. Play, and we can pick up, let's say, the cube, right? And as you see here, the cube got added to the inventory items container, and it's not in the items container anymore. Now if I do tab, the inventory shows up, and which is correct, right? Cube. Now if I click on it, I should be able to drop it. There you go. So it says clicked and adding an item. So we should have to change that, because there was sometimes when we did that. Actually, it should be drop item, actually, not add item. My fault. But as you see, it dropped, so it went back to the items container and not in the inventory items container anymore. So let's go ahead and change the method name to drop item, and let's see if it need to be added here. So this is missing slot, drop item, and there. Right now, and we can go ahead and create a folder called prefabs. Right, in this folder you're gonna drag this slot so that it becomes prefab. Now click on slot and copy and V, Control C, copy and paste, Control C, then Control V. It will make a couple of them. And let's go ahead and go to click on inventory slot, and we're going to add some spacing to it. If you go to spacing, do 5, and we can reduce to that, or we can just make it a little bigger, right? And let's see, add more. 1, 2, there you go. So we do play again, and let's see, we should be able to grab more than one item. Okay, and drop this. So there you get dropped, and we can go to another corner and drop that. Let's drop that. We go to another corner, right? So you can see those items and drop that. There you go. I hope you guys liked it and found it useful. Until next time, goodbye.